Okay, so African American here in South Africa apologizing for New Orleans so-called Zulu parade. So I'm gonna go ahead and put New Orleans, Louisiana on my whole California back and apologize for that hot mess that had nothing to do with Zulu.
Hello once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at African Americans apologizing to South Africans on the New Orleans Zulu parade. With the diaspora's wars going on between Black Americans and South Africans, African Americans have stood the ground and apologized towards what seems we are sorry for downgrading your culture. Let's watch.
I mean, freaking nothing. I'm apologizing for the lack of a simple Google search. Like, you couldn't, no one even knew that even existed, right? Black Americans, like in each of the 50 states that we represent, I always thought it was 51. I thought Hawaii was like the 51st state. My bad. Anyways, didn't nobody know anything about the Zulu parade in New Orleans. Like, who knew? Like, how would we possibly know that? And if it wasn't for the fact that I moved here to South Africa and been engulfing myself into the Zulu culture, and there's like 11 different main cultures here in South Africa, right? There's 11 main languages. But I decided to learn Zulu language first. So, Sawubona, Unjani, Ngiyaphila, Wena, Yebo, Sha. Okay, but that took some practice, okay? I mean, I'm speaking to everybody that I meet so that I can just get into it. Just like in California, you're like, hola, you know. Shit, I didn't forgot how to speak Spanish at this point, but I know some basic stuff. Anyways, same thing, just so you can communicate with people and respect where you at. So I just want to say sorry. If don't nobody else want to say sorry, I didn't watched all the damn videos and everybody said everything but sorry. I'm not from Louisiana. I don't really rock with Louisiana. I'm from California. California is Babylon. Our culture is like Hollywood, lights, camera, movie, action. It's completely creative. Everybody's like a singer, dancer, writer, actor, producer, lights. We're in the industry some kind of way, right? Because that's our culture. Louisiana is a whole other culture. New York has its own thing. Texas, Miami, Atlanta, and I'm naming all the big cities. Detroit, Seattle, Utah, Nevada, Washington, D.C., Washington State, Seattle is all completely utterly and totally separate places, and we all do our own thing. And so we never even knew that there was some Zulu parade in New Orleans where black people dress up in blackface. This is when you looked at the images, which you were forced to look at, it was just like, cringe. Now all of Africa thinks that African Americans are that stupid, and we're freaking not. But it's given dumb. It's giving massive ignorant, and I just want to apologize. I'm so sorry. And from being in South Africa, I know that the South Africans are so diplomatic. They want to work things out and talk about it and not offend anybody. And they're too nice, okay, as far as I'm concerned. That's why I tell y'all motherfuckers too nice. Okay, y'all, if y'all had some American nigga up in you, you'd have been kicked out these colonizers, and it'd have been a non-factor by now. But y'all too nice. A whole other story. I just want to apologize. Bye. Okay, here's my homegirl. Okay, come on. I did it again. Okay, so I'm at my homegirl's house, right? And she's Osa. The click language is off the chain. Not easy, okay? Okay, first of all, South Africa is popping. Straight up. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. And listen, I know there's some people that are like, don't call yourself African American. I don't even want to call Africans Africans. My nigga, okay? Because Africa came from General Cesapio Africana. So, something like that. He was Greek. The nigga who conquered this shit. And then America was named after Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian dude. I'm not freaking Italian or Greek. Okay, I prefer go back to Akebulan, Abukulan, Abukalanaland. Nandipa. How do you say it? Abukulan. Abukelaland. The African American apology to the Zulu people. I apologized because I felt like it was necessary, right? Shaka Zulu put it down. He has descendants. In fact, I've been looking for them, to be honest, and I'll get to that later. But if we have insulted someone in some way, then just the natural reaction would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What did I do wrong? How can I fix it? How can I make it better? You know? The New Orleans folks, they weren't intentionally trying to be disrespectful. And the Zulu man that I saw responded beautifully by saying, hey, thank you for acknowledging us and having this parade and all of that, but let's just get it right, okay? I woke up like this. Let me show you how to do it. This is real authentic Zulu, so let me show you how it's done. And I know that back in 2006 and 2008, I know now, that the Zulu tribe did go down to New Orleans and participate in that parade. And it looked authentic and amazing. But somewhere along the way, it went left, right? So then an apology was necessary, especially to calm all this crap going on. Because there's a bigger issue at hand that affects all of us. And all of us come from Bantu tribes. I know my history, my DNA, my lineage, migration patterns. I have studied this a long time, trying to get to the root of racism. And I've certainly found it, and it lies with Satan, period. And so does division, right? Number one tool. And the outrage sparked when the young South African gal, likely in her 20s, did the most hateful, disrespectful, ratchet, and ignorant video disrespecting all African Americans, including California. Baby boo, that is not how you crip walk, okay? That is not a crip walk. That was the first thing I noticed. It's like, what are you trying to do there? Bigger issue, though. She wished death upon all African Americans by saying, you know who's not going to stop? The popo. The popo not going to stop. And that's a very sore subject for us to be hit by, right? Like, the police brutally murder us for sport, and they get away with it, and they get celebrated. In fact, civilians, we are so hunted in America. The life expectancy rate of a black man is 25. That's my cousins. That's my whole family. Okay? You hit a nerve with that, boo. That's what you did do. And so all African Americans saw that. And because we're fighters, the majority of us are from the tribe of Judah. We're fighters. That's why we've survived and thrived this long, despite having feet and knees in our neck, right? And that is what caused the outrage. And all of the Harriet Tubman. The only other person that is attacking Harriet Tubman right now is Donald Trump. Okay, and even when he, in his most recent attack on Harriet Tubman, did that in a way to incite us to get us out into the street so that they can have an excuse to just unloose and unload on us, kill us and bring in martial law, right? The same Donald Trump that gave the Boers and the Brits is attempting to give them refugee status in America because there's a white genocide happening, right? Because Cyril Ramaphosa decided to do the expropriation without compensation, which I think is a beautiful thing, all right? It's a good start. I'm down with Julius Malema, though, EFF all the way. Now, that aside, that South African gal is likely in her 20s. I'm 46. There's nothing you can say to insult me. I'm just so past that. You know, sticks and stones, baby. I'm so much of a warrior. You would have to come so much harder to get me in my feelings, okay? I'm not going to get out my feelings for someone in their 20s or their 30s who is truthfully ignorant, right? Ignorant meaning you don't know. You just don't know. Because if you knew, you wouldn't behave that way. And she does not represent the over 55 million South Africans here. There are a lot of mature, grown adults who don't ride that way and definitely don't teach their children to behave in that manner. What I have seen is that they are some of the most respectful people I have ever had the honor to be around. The kids, they're all over all the time. All the friends' kids are over, and they're the most respectful children. I mean that. Speak multiple languages. Intelligent, delightful, innocent, beautiful children. I know they don't rock like that in South Africa, so stop taking on this approach that she represents all of South Africa. She doesn't. And I'm going to take it a step further and say, young lady, I hope you see this, because I forgive you for everything you said and everything you did. I forgive you. I'm not going to speak for everyone else, but maybe I can lead by example. And I literally mean that. I know what it's like to be in a slump, to have a bad day, to have a bad month, to just be in an overall funk. And when you're hurting people hurt people. Because you're in a good mood and life is going great and everything is wonderful, you're not going to do that. You're just not. You respond like that when you're going through something. I'm a mama, okay? I have a daughter in college about your age. So I understand, I overstand. And I forgive you. And I hope that you would stop allowing Satan to use you. Okay? Because this isn't good. Okay? Now, there are multiple injustices happening in South Africa that parallel injustices happening in America. For instance, the gal who wore the Harriet Tubman costume, picking cotton and, saying, oh, my braids, I lost the map to freedom. Where's the Harriet Tubman out here in South Africa? I'm looking for her. Someone bold and brave enough to trailblaze and get South Africa up out of this economic violence. If you ask me, that's what it is, because the whites absolutely own everything. Okay? And then the unemployment rate is the highest in the world here. It's ridiculous. And then the whites exploit that. And with the minimum wage being Rand 18, which is 96 cents an hour, you can't, they make it so that you can't even complain or you'll just be replaced. They treat black people and employees like shit. I see it. It boils my blood every day. That's why I had to leave Cape Town. So I was like, I can't even stomach to see this vast economic wealth divide. It's not even wealth divide. It's rich and pizzor. It's not cool. So our slavery in America is the police brutally murdering us and rounding us up in for-profit prisons on trumped-up charges in for-profit prisons. Modern-day slavery. South Africa. Just being employed is being a slave. period. Even if you're above the minimum wage, employers still don't pay fairly for what someone's actual skill level really is. They enjoy watching black people suffer. They want apartheid back and have no problem saying it, because I sit down and I talk to these white people all the time. I have good conversations with. I make people think and try to force them to see reality, which is, it's like they're narcissistic gaslighters. They truly believe in their heart that they are indigenous to Africa, that Africans were born to be their slaves, and that they own everything. And you can't convince them otherwise.
To my South African brothers and sisters, I took my page back off of private. And during that time, I did some self-reflection, read y'all's comments, heard where you were coming from when you said things like, I can't breathe, talking about George Floyd because you felt disrespected by the Zulu parade. And that makes perfect sense to go to that level. I heard your comments when you were saying I deserve to be killed by police. I saw when, all these things that you said. And I understood so well that during the time that my page was on private, I flew to New Orleans. It's raining now and it's beautiful. Look. Unfortunately, the Zulu parade isn't happening. However, there are some Zulu bars. I don't know if y'all were aware of that. And it's probably worse than the parade, to be honest with you. So we're going to find out together, okay? 10 out of fucking.
So I'm just finding out that there's this beef between African Americans and South Africans over the Zulu parade. And here's my 2 cents on it. If Zulu people are finding this to be a mockery, be offensive, and is making fun of their heritage or perpetuating negative stereotypes about their people and their heritage, it's not hard to either change the name or evolve the parade to where it reflects the Zulu heritage, history, and culture. Now, I'm very well aware of the Zulu parade. It's starting back in 1909. I'm well aware of the African-American Zulu connection. I'm even aware of the fact that there used to be a Negro League baseball team that was called the Zulu Cannibal Giants. And it was based on the Zulu people. They tried to wear African attire. And even though they were trying to pay homage to the Zulu people, it was perpetuating negative stereotypes. South Africa had their own version of a Zulu parade where it used to be called the Coon Minstrel Festival. And then as Black Americans were telling them, hey, using the word coon is not funny. Doing blackface is not funny. Reflecting of minstrels and caricatures, that was not cool. It's phased out. And the festival is now called the Cape Festival. It's no longer called the Coon Minstrel Festival. Now, I got this information from another content creator, so I did stitch her in this to give credit where credit is due. But it's not too hard to evolve the Zulu parade in New Orleans to reflect Zulu heritage aspects and culture, or to just simply change the name. It's not too hard. Things evolve. Yes, it's something that's been there for a century, but things evolve, and that's okay, and that's fine. It's basic respect and basic understanding. In the same way, we were having that discussion about the uses of the word colored. And I frequently said, listen, in South Africa, that's okay. But if you in America do not use the word colored, that's not cool. That's not comfortable. And it's a basic, okay, we get it. South Africans get it. I understand their context. It's that simple. If they're telling you and they're telling us, hey, we don't find this funny, this looks like to be a mockery, it's okay for us to evolve that parade. And I'm not from New Orleans, I'm from South Carolina, but still, it's a basic human decency and just basic respect and understanding that things evolve. What used to be okay is no longer okay as we get more information.
Alright, this is my 2 cents about the whole Zulu parade in New Orleans and the Zulu Nation, the South Africans going back and forth. I'm going to be 100% honest. First of all, y'all not going to put us all in the same fucking boat, okay? Them New Orleans niggas is different. They their own people, okay? All right, so we're not gonna put all black Americans in this shit, okay? I've never been to New Orleans. I've never been to Bourbon Street. I've never been down there, so I don't even know what the fuck was going on until I actually went and looked. I do know about the Zulu Nation, everything that takes place over there, because I've been trying to appropriate myself with the culture. To see the New Orleans shit, bruh, y'all got to be fucking kidding me. That shit look like a clown show. That shit look like a mockery. That shit like some shit they made y'all do when y'all was in slavery to put on a fucking show for them. That shit ain't appropriate. And I side with the South Africans on this one.
Having watched the videos from African Americans, it's clear enough saying sorry won't hurt. Was this a great move from the black Americans apologizing for the New Orleans Zulu parade, or should the Zulu parade continue since it started in 1909? Let me know what you think about this on the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, African American.